Good Sunday morning. There are just over 3 weeks to go until Election Day. Nearly 2 million Americans have already voted. Just another 120 million to go. So with Republicans still favored to win control of the House, both parties are actually keeping their attention and money right now focused on the battle for control of the Senate. In particular, these 9 battleground states. These are the 9 closest Senate races in the country, because they're trying to keep their top targets in play. In order to win back control, Republicans have to flip one of the Senate seats currently held by the Democrats, Georgia, Arizona, Nevada, or New Hampshire, while also holding on to all of their seats that are in play here. Pennsylvania, Ohio, North Carolina are open seats. Florida and Wisconsin feature incumbents. On the Democratic side, Nevada Senator Catherine Cortez Masto is arguably the most vulnerable Democratic incumbent. Republicans are also trying to pick off Georgia Senator Raphael Warnock, but they've struggled a bit as allegations about domestic abuse and now abortion seem to saddle Republican Herschel Walker. Georgia now, by the way, has the highest price tag in the country of any midterm race. More than $140 million has been spent on ads since the primary. By the way, that total is more than what both Bush and Gore spent in the year 2000, if you want to see how much funding has grown exponentially. So the number here will get even bigger, especially if this Georgia race goes into another overtime, as it happened 2 years ago. This time the runoff would be on December 6th. On Friday night, the candidates met in what may be their only debate, where Walker again denied that he paid for the mother of one of his children to have an abortion.
Well, as I said, that's a lie. And I said that was a lie, and I'm not backing down. And you have Senator Warnock, people that would do anything and say anything for this seat, but I'm not going to back down because this seat is too important to the Georgia people for me to back down right now.
You've been vocally pro-life, supporting a ban on abortions without exceptions. Would you support a complete ban on a national level?
Well, first of all, see, that's not true either. I said I support the heartbeat bill, and I said that has exceptions in it.
Do you believe there should be any limitations on abortion set by the government? And you have 60 seconds.
I think that the women of this country and the women of this state woke up one summer morning and a core protection that they've known for 50 years was taken from them by an extremist Supreme Court. And I stand where I've said I stand in the past, that a patient's room is too narrow and small and cramped a space for a woman, her doctor, and the United States government.
By the way, early voting in Georgia starts tomorrow. Let's turn now to a few of the Democratic opportunities here. Just 2 Republican incumbents, as I noted, are in battleground races. That's in Wisconsin and Florida. But nominees that essentially were handpicked by Donald Trump in those 3 open races have made those states more competitive as well. The cycle's second highest ad price tag is in the state of Pennsylvania. More than $95 million has been spent on ads just since the primary in May. My colleague Dasha Burns had exclusive interviews this week with both Senate nominees. NBC News agreed to Democrat John Fetterman's request to use a transcription program during the interview because he's still experiencing some auditory processing issues from a stroke he had in May. Outside, though, of releasing a letter from his cardiologist on June 3rd, the campaign has denied additional requests for his medical records.
Don't voters deserve to know your status now?
Being in front of thousands and thousands of people and having interviews and getting around all across Pennsylvania, that gives everybody and the voters decide, if they think that it's really the issue. Dr. Oz likes to make fun of me that I might miss a word, but he's missed 2 words, and that is a yes or no on the national abortion ban.
One of your campaign staffers said that John Fetterman wouldn't have had a stroke if he had, quote, ever eaten a vegetable in his life. You're a doctor. You're a heart doctor. You, of all people, understand what John Fetterman is going through better than most. Why would you allow your campaign to mock him like that?
I have tremendous compassion for what John Fetterman's going through. I mean, not only do I, as a doctor, appreciate the challenges, but I know his specific ailment because it's a specialty area of mine.
Doesn't the buck stop with you? Isn't that what a leader accepts?
Oh, I accept the responsibility, and I deal with issues as they come up, but he has his own set of issues. We should have had a debate already.
But would you ever talk to your patients like this?
No.
In Wisconsin, the race between Republican Senator Ron Johnson and Democratic Lieutenant Governor Mandela Barnes comes in at $76 million spent on ads in just 2 months since the primary. This puts Wisconsin 3rd on the overall spending list. Many of the ads have focused on the issue of crime, at least the ads coming from Republicans. And in a debate this week, those attacks by Johnson continued.
We need law enforcement, and the problem with the whole defund movement, which he's been a big supporter of, it dispirits law enforcement. They're having a hard time recruiting members.
No police officers in this country were more dispirited than the ones who were present at the United States Capitol on January 6th.
I immediately and forcefully and repeatedly condemned the violence on January 6th, unlike my opponent, who basically just ignores the 570 riots, the 2,000 law enforcement officers injured during the summer riots, and he incited the Kenosha riots.
He called those folks patriots. He called them tourists, the people who were beating up police officers in the United States Capitol, the people that were there to protect him.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.